All right, I got that all sorted out. I changed my autofocus point. Didn't like where it was. It's better now. I just want to make a quick update video. I've got a bit of a lull in the new gear that's sort of flowing my way here. I'm waiting on an X-T3. Obviously, with the specs that camera has, they're very, very highly sought after by people that do what I do on the internet, and being a little channel, sometimes I gotta wait a little bit longer, and that's okay. But there should be one on the way in a couple of weeks from Fujifilm Canada, and I'm really excited to finally get my hands on one. I played with one at a local camera store for a couple of minutes a week or so ago, and it looks great. But when it gets here, we'll do a full review. Except the only thing is that I generally shoot 1080. I don't shoot really high bitrate 4K video, and I don't have the gear to even edit that properly without blowing up my editing computer, which is not an incredibly high-powered machine. I get by with what I have, and you know, I'll probably upgrade it at some point, but it works for me for now, and I don't know. We'll see, but I'm still excited to get my hands on it and give it a full go-through, and anything that I do on it will be down-res to 1080 to upload anyways, so whatever. A couple of things that are coming up on this channel. I have a trip that I haven't really talked about much, but it's coming up in just over a month. I'm actually headed to Ireland for a really short trip. It's just a 3-night trip to Dublin, and I will probably be incredibly jet lagged the whole time I'm there, but I'm going to try to create some content while I'm there. And one of the things that I'm seriously considering doing, and maybe let me know what you guys think about this, this is kind of crazy, but I'm thinking of, for my photos and videos, only taking my Canon G7X Mark II. I've had this camera since launch, and I love this camera. I did a video on it a long time ago, and I kind of feel like this camera is really overlooked, especially for photography. Like, yeah, I mean, for videography, it doesn't do 4K, but the 1080 is really nice. It does 1080-60. The autofocus is fantastic. It's got a really fast f1.8 to f2.8 zoom lens. It's tiny, like it's a tiny little camera. It's got a 1-inch sensor. It's incredibly good in low light. Got the little fuzzy on top here over the microphones to keep the wind noise down. Tell me what you think. You think I should just really go insane and just take this with me all the way to Ireland and leave all my fancy interchangeable lens gear at home? I might. I just might. Either way, I'm going to be reviewing this camera again. I think there's probably a replacement coming for it soon from Canon, but I haven't heard anything concrete announced yet. There's been all kinds of rumors, but I haven't seen like an official announcement about a replacement for this camera from Canon. So is it still worth picking up? So I'm going to be doing that soon. If I do just take that for digital photos and videos to Ireland, I will take a film camera or two with me, and it is probably going to be my Minolta Maxim 7000. I just bought off of eBay. This isn't it. This is the 50mm f1.7, so the standard 50mm prime. I just bought a 50mm f1.4 Minolta AF mount for this camera, and I mean, I have what would essentially be an entire kit for this camera. So with the 50mm 1.4, I also have the 28 to 85 f3.5 to 4.5 zoom, and then like I showed in my Ektachrome video, I also have the 70 to 210mm f4 beer can zoom. So I've got a full kit, and I think that photography-wise, with some different film stocks, I could probably get away with just that for photos in Dublin. But yeah, you know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do G7X Mark II and then just a film kit, which means that sort of my social media feed will be G7X Mark II photos from Dublin. I'm not going to have any of my fancy big gear with me, but I just kind of want to show people that you don't have to have this insane camera gear. Like, I've got all these cameras and lenses and I love them, and they're tools for me to create images and videos, but you don't need the absolute best of the best. You can do pretty incredible things with something this small. Now, these aren't cheap. These are still, you know, $800 Canadian, so like $550, $600 US for a little camera. I still think they're worth it. Another thing I've got coming is a M42 to FX mount focal reducer. So this is a lens adapter, and it's for M42 thread mount lenses. So this is an old Pentax thread mount, and this would have been your camera body, and they just screw on, and that was how the lens mounted. But this adapter, so these would be 35mm film. Oh, that looks really funny. 35mm film lenses. So in digital it would be full frame. So you're losing, for me, because I shoot with APS-C cameras, you're losing some of that image because this is just an adapter to give you your flange distance, but you're going to lose that 1.5 times crop factor that APS-C has to full frame. Now, I've ordered a focal reducer, so an M42 adapter that has elements inside it that focus the full frame lens down to an APS-C sized image. And that would actually take a lens like this, which is an Auto Alpha 50mm, is it 50 or 55? 55mm f1.4, and it would make it an f1. So an f1 aperture lens, and you would get the full frame 55mm image on your APS-C sensor. That's super cool. I'm really excited about that. So something that I've done in conjunction with that focal reducer is I've gone and picked up 3 different Helios 442s. It's actually 2 Helios 442s. One's M39 mount, the other one's M42 mount, so Leica thread mount and Pentax thread mount. And then I've also picked up a Helios 44. So this one is, I believe, the 17 bladed aperture. Can you see that in there? Kinda, not really. Clickless aperture. It is, these are supposed to be really, really famous for the out of focus area that they produce. It gives some really swirly, artistic looking stuff. This is also an M39 mount, but I've got an M42 mount thread adapter on here so I can put it on that focal reducer. Here's the 3, 442, 442, and then the one in the middle is 44. So I'm pretty excited to sort of see what all the fuss is about, because everybody seems to love these lenses, and I don't think they're optically the most perfect lenses ever, which is kind of something I really like, sort of the imperfect look of vintage glass. And these are very imperfect and just really something that I'm looking forward to testing. What else do I have going on? I think that's it. I just wanted to give a quick update. I've got, like I said in my X700 review, I've got just a bunch of film cameras right back here that I want to work my way through. I've also got some Fujifilm lenses that I did reviews on when I first started this channel. Those reviews just were terrible, terrible videos. So I'm going to redo them. I'm going to do the 50 to 230, the consumer level telephoto zoom. I'm going to do the 35 f1.4, which was one of the original X series lenses introduced with the X Pro 1, as well as the 27mm f2.8 pancake lens, which is still one of my favorite lenses for the Fujifilm X series system. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at WFLBC. I'll put the links below. Twitter, I don't do a lot of photography stuff there. I just kind of shout into the wind. But Instagram, I'm doing Noirvember right now, which is all black and white photos for the entire month of November, and I'm using this G7X Mark II because it's really easy to take with me everywhere I go. I have a regular day job that doesn't really lend itself very well to lugging camera gear around. As a matter of fact, I just can't. I can't bring camera gear with me while I work. So this has been nice, and it's blowing my mind. I forgot how good this camera was. That is it. See you in the next one. Bye.